And you invented the first scaffold match. How did you come up with that concept?
Well, yeah, I tried to get Jackie to do the first one and he wouldn't. I was sitting in my den after coming back from some town, and sometime I would have trouble sleeping because you drink coffee all the way back and try to keep yourself awake. And so when I'd get home, a lot of times I'd watch TV and settle down. And there was a lot of B movies on, movies that were really terrible. And this one that I was watching was some gladiators, and the good guy and the bad guy got in a fight in the forest with big swords, and they fought out a tree, and the tree had to have been 200 feet tall when it fell, because it was a big valley like the Grand Canyon. When the camera showed it, it said, well, if you fall down there, you're smushed. And they fought out on that log, and it looked like the good guy was going to get knocked off, and finally the bad guy slipped and got knocked off to his death. He came back and everybody lived happily ever after. But I'm sitting there in this B movie, and when they're fighting out on this log over this river below, I'm thinking, I'm sitting up on the edge of my seat and thinking, holy cow, how did they shoot that?
Yeah.
And so then after the movie went off, I sat there and I thought, that would really, really be exciting if I put a scaffold up across the ring and two people went and had a match over it. Everybody would say, well, if somebody gets knocked off of that, they'll break their neck or their back or their arm or something. So I went around and tried to talk everybody into the match that would build up to it, and that would be the ultimate blow-off. And Fargo said, not no, Jerry, but hell no. I'm not getting up there. It's not worth breaking your neck. So I couldn't get anybody else to do it, and I really believed in it. So I finally talked Don Green into it, and so Don and I worked a program, and we had that as the blow-off in Louisville. And that was the very first scaffold match.
And did you actually tell your insurance provider about that before you had it? No, we didn't. But we did have to, again, the times, I wanted everybody to really believe it. Yeah.
So Don said, this definitely needs to be a babyface match, so I'll take the bump off. And I said, well, if you'll do this, if you'll take the bump off and we'll sell it that it breaks your arm, we'll buy the stuff and put you in a cast, and I'll pay you every night for 6 weeks to sell that you've got a broken arm. Now, you have to come to Louisville and Memphis to show people you broke your arm, but the rest of the time you can sit at home and I'll pay you. He said, that's a deal.